I got broads in Atlanta.
All right, you ready, guys? 3, 2, 1.
Good morning.
Oh, wait, no, wrong way. Sorry.
Good morning, infidels, and thank you for joining us today in Chanel 16+1. Today, we're covering topics that go from reforms in Poland to democracy spread in Czechoslovakia,
Germany reunifying in the breakup Yugoslavia,
and the overthrow in Romania. In Poland, the workers went on strike because of the Communist Party. They banned solitary again and declared material war. After discovering that military rule could not revive Poland's failing economy, military leaders would soon hold talks to solitary leaders. In 1989, the generals made solitary legal once again, and they held the first free election since the communists took power. In 1989 and 1999, voters voted against communists and chose solitary candidates instead. Solitary soon became a very popular thing, and Lech Walesa became president. Because nothing was happening and no progress was being made, they overturned Walesa out of power. In 1999, Poland finally became a full member of the NATO. Recently, because of 9/11, President Bush invited the communist leader to Washington for a formal visit, and ever since then, there has been peace between everyone. Now I'm passing it to Nancy.
It's been months since the Berlin Wall has come down, and thousands still gather to celebrate. When Hungary opened up its borders to Eastern Germans, thousands of them fled. East Germany responded by closing up its borders. Thousands protested and overthrew the then leader, Honecker. West Germany's Chancellor Helmut Kohl assured European countries that they would become a democracy. The European nations then accepted Germany's reunification. Although this is a cause for celebration, Germany will be facing a lot of financial issues. East Germany's technology is outdated and its production products are no good. Kohl plans to raise taxes and create more jobs. Now on to Ashley.
In 1889, the conservative government in Czechoslovakia, which was led by Miloš Jakes, resigned to large amounts of protesters. In December of 1989, the parliament elected Václav Havel as president. Aside from electing a new president, the parliament also established an economic program called shock therapy. However, the program resulted in causing a rise of major unemployment, especially in the eastern third of Czechoslovakia. When the president was unable to agree to an economic policy, Havel had to resign. In 1998, Havel won re-election and pushed the country forward. Sadly, in 2003, President Havel stepped down due to health issues, and the parliament chose Václav Klaus. With a new face of the country, many serious problems like economy improved. In 2004, the Czechoslovakian Republic pushed to be a full member of the European Union. Since Czechoslovakia has been split into two, Slovakia also moved on to improve themselves. They pushed forward to a reformist and pro-Western path. Not only that, but their economy their economy status also improved, and they hoped to, along with the Czechoslovakian Republic, join. And now on to Jennifer.
Now, let's let our way to talk about the overthrow of Romania. See what I did there? No? Okay. Anyway, in late 1989, Romanians were the only ones unmoved by calls for reform. However, Nicolae Ceausescu maintained a firm grip on power. He was a communist dictator who had secret police enforce his orders brutally. The Romanians soon discovered other places had democracy, and they were fed up with Nicolae, so they began a protest movement. They had a popular uprising where Ceausescu ordered his army to fire on demonstrators in Timișoara. Within days of the uprising, the army joined the people's side. Ceausescu and his wife had no choice but to flee, so they tried to pull a Zane. Unfortunately, they failed, got caught, and were executed on Christmas Day. Ion Alisescu was elected to third term in the general elections in 1990, 1992, 1996, and 2000. Through the 90s, Romanians struggled with corruption and crime. They were struggling for a bit until the first years of the 21st century, where they got their act together and began to move away from a state-controlled economy. Now, let's go on to a different topic. The breakup of Yugoslavia. Oh man, breakups. They're hard to talk about. Give me a second. Yugoslavia was first formed after World War II. There were eight major ethnic groups: the Serbs, Croats, Muslims, Slovens, Macedonians, Albanians, Hungarians, and Montenegrins. Josip Tito held the country together from 1945 to 1980. After his death, Slobodan Milosevic asserted leadership. Many of Serbs opposed him in politics and fled the country. Then two republics, Slovenia and Croatia, declared independence. In 1991, the Serbian-led Yugoslavia army invaded both republics. After a month of bloody fighting, both of them freed themselves from Serbian rule. In April, Serbia and Montenegro formed a new Yugoslavia. Then, with the support of Serbia, Bosnian Serbs launched war in March 1992. Then they had ethnic cleansing, which is a policy intended to rid Bosnia of Muslim population. By 1995, Serbian military controlled 70% of Bosnia. And that is all we have today. Join us again on channel 68+1.
I got broads in the